Hey guys, welcome to this new video. Today I have Khang with me, who is an expert about the Vietnamese stock market. Khang have a strong experience working in different verticals, but still related to the Vietnamese stock market. So in today's video, we're gonna discuss about the opportunities and the challenges for foreigners to invest in Vietnam, especially in stocks, bonds, ETF, anyway, for people to invest in Vietnamese stock market. So Khang, thank you to be here today to discuss about that hot topic about the Vietnamese stock market. Can you start by introducing yourself to our audience?
Okay, hi everyone, hi you. My name is Khang. I work for VN Direct security company, very large, one of the top companies in Vietnam. I'm currently work as a head of a wealth management team. So I want to share some of the view of the Vietnamese market from the last year to 2021 and the several perspectives for the 2022.
Actually, maybe to illustrate a little bit first the topic, why a Vietnamese market, for your perspective, is a market with potential. We heard Vietnam as a frontier market, so there is a strong economic, very good fundamental, good demographic as well. And then there is a lot of companies coming to Vietnam just because it's a manufacturing place, right? What are for you those main factors and why foreign investors should consider to have a look into the Vietnamese stock market?
Okay. First, you think that you can see that in 2021 last year we have a very strong FDI coming into Vietnam at around 34 billion US dollars. So when it keep coming, the rates keep going up this year because we firstly I think that we have a very sound policy to fight back the coronavirus. Because we don't, there's fortunately the Vietnamese people we don't anti the vaccine, so we already have the second dose of the vaccine for I think more than half of the population now. So we keep coming for the third dose very soon. Okay, that is the first one. The second one is that we have the government is spending very much on the infrastructure to attract the foreign investor. Yes, we have building a lot of industrial zone. Yes, to facilitate for the foreign investor to put the money in. We have a very large, port, deep sea port, like a deep water port located in near Ho Chi Minh City. We have a very large industrial zone. We have, yes, something like that. And we, like I said before, we have a very strong, easy monetary policy and spending a lot of the government to stimulate the economy. And we are one of among the very best performer in the Asia market at the moment.
Okay.
I think.
So interesting fact about the Vietnamese economy in general. Compared to other countries, let's say if you want to compare Vietnam to the US, what would be the main differences for someone who is used to invest into the US stock markets compared to the Vietnamese stock markets? For instance, you can talk about the volatility, you can talk about the news and how the market can be more going up and down, and maybe some example that we had recently in the two-team project.
Yeah. Yes, the correlation of the markets around the world now, I think they quite close together. For example, the Fed, the news that the Fed they try to put up the interest rate, it makes the Vietnam's market negatively impacted a little bit, and the thing is that the foreign investor they need to consider that the market in Vietnam is quite volatile. That is the very particular nature of the frontier market. Yes, because the size of this market is quite small. so they are easy to be manipulated by the large player, by the so-called shark. Yes, the people, they put a lot of money in the table, and then they try to get the money out of the small player. So that is the volatility. About the accounting standard, they also can that's quite a concern for foreign investor, because you don't know you don't have the knowledge of the Vietnamese accounting standard. So it's quite a risk for foreign investors to consider. But we have a very attractive investment environment, like say corporate government, corporate bond. We can offer you at around 9 to 10% interest coupon interest rate. So the ETF, we also like VN Direct Security Company, or we offer a VNDAF, like VNDAF. It performed as high as 40% last year. So that are very attractive for home.
Okay, so we have different channels. So we can go to bonds, we can go
Yes.
to ETF, we can go directly to buy stocks. How commonly foreign investor can look into Vietnamese stock market? Either if they are overseas, they can use, for instance, their own brokerage accounts, maybe work with banks, or also open local brokerage account. How things work?
Actually, there's several ways for you guys to invest in Vietnam. Maybe can through your custodian account from the foreign bank like HSBC or Standard Chartered, or you can open the account directly from overseas. Yes, through it's maybe a lengthy process. It takes a couple of weeks, but the fastest way is to open directly in the local brokerage company like VN Direct. We have a very top company doing that, like VN Direct, SSI Saigon Security, or HSC Ho Chi Minh Security Company. Yes, we have a specialized team to serve the foreign investor. You don't need to worry about all the paper, all the the procedure. We can take care of all of that for you, and you just read and sign them. Yeah, they're all in English.
Okay, so foreign investor can either use their foreign brokerage accounts, work directly with the banks, or directly open an account onshore in Vietnam.
Yes.
Through a different brokerage firm. What are usually the three kind of best foreign-friendly brokerage firm?
Yeah, actually, there are four-legged security companies in Vietnam. Like I said before, that is VN Direct. You can use SSI or HSC, and among the foreign, the Korean security company or China company. But I prefer you use VN Direct company, the company that I work for. Yes, a little bit advertise for my company. But we have a specialized team, like I said before. We specialize on that because the legal framework in Vietnamese for the foreign investor is quite a bit painful. So you need somebody to understand that and explain them for you.
Basically, people can just directly work with the broker you mentioned. What about choosing the right stock, right? It's like maybe the key question that people may have now is like either you have the technical analysis so people can follow the chart, etc., or you can go more to the fundamental analysis. What are your approach to invest into the stock market?
My style actually is fundamental approach. Yes, I analyze a lot. I read a lot of financial statement and industry report, a lot of them, and also combine with the technical analysis to choose the timing to pick the right stock. But I strongly recommend foreign investor to buy the corporate bond in Vietnam. We have a very sound corporate bond with the attractive interest rate as 9 or 10% coupon rate, like I said before. Or you can use the exchange traded fund, ETF, the best way. I think that's the best way if you want to enjoy the going up of the stock market. Because last year to the 2021, the performance of several funds is as high as 40%. Individual stock, you may find it's a painful process because you there's not a lot of, Vietnam company that publish the audited account, they publish the audited financial statement in English. So how can you understand them? There's just a few, very few. And the second thing is that the accounting standard of the Vietnam's market is quite outdated. So you need somebody to expertise to help you to choose the right one. That is, they are the fund manager. Let them do their job. So just put the money in your account and let them invest for you.
Okay, interesting. And so on the fundamental analysis, is there any ratio that you follow, or any tips or insight that you could share to our foreign investors?
Yes. Actually, I prefer to use the PE ratio. Yes, but the thing is, the PE different from industry to industry. So maybe let's say banks, we have a PE ratio normally 10, but for the steel industry, it's only 7 or 6. You need to have a thorough understanding of the industry you are investing in. Sometimes I use the book PP ratio, the book value, price to book value ratio. But the thing is that the accounting standard of the Vietnam market is quite weak. So the book value is not reliable. Actually, it's not reliable. So you may pick the wrong one if you try to use the book value. Okay, it's may much higher or much lower than the book value. The asset, yes, they vary that much. So you may pick the wrong one. The thing is, I usually use the PE ratio.
Okay, interesting, Hang, about your insights about the stock markets. I will leave below in the description few links. So if you want to learn more about investments in Vietnam, especially in the Vietnamese stock market, you can find everything below in the description. If you enjoy the video, leave a thumbs up, and I'll see you in the next video. Thank you, Kang. Bye bye.
Thank you. Bye bye.
Down and I'ma get it right, get on sight like